Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to walk through some erosion control stuff for Georgia notice of intent, specifically checking for an impaired stream. And there's some specific websites to go to where you can look and see if you're within 1 linear mile and upstream of an impaired stream. And if that's the case, then there's some additional requirements that Georgia requires for those types of projects, and you need to pick 4 BMPs out of a list of BMPs. So Michael is going to walk us through this example and show you how to check for that impaired stream and show you what BMPs might be appropriate for that type of situation. So let's learn.
Hey, this is a video on how to check for if your site is in an impaired stream watershed. So in our support folder, if you're in our support folder, you get a documentation, erosion, Georgia GSWCC. We have the link to the website here, the Georgia Biota Impaired Streams or Impaired Waters. You can also just Google Georgia Impaired Stream Map. And it's this result here, the ArcGIS Online, takes you to the same place. So all these streams that are shown in red, these are impaired streams that may have had too much sediment go into them over time. So there's a certain amount of like suspended solids, or I think it's called the TMDL, like the total maximum daily load of the stream is kind of regulated to protect the stream. So if you're within that 1 mile buffer, which is that yellow buffer line, you have to propose some additional BMPs on your erosion control plan to kind of take that extra effort to protect the stream. Certain impaired streams have their own specific plan for the BMPs that you have to use. And then some of them don't, and then you just select from a list of additional BMPs, which we'll show you after we check if our site's in the impaired stream. So you just want to go to find your site. So we're in Alpharetta. Do you know where we are on this? So we're along Upper Hembry Road. I believe our site is right here. You can come over here and turn the satellite on. I don't know why the whole screen went blue. Yeah, so here's our site right here. So now we'll zoom out once you find the site. If you're zoomed too far in, the buffer usually won't turn on. So we're within the 1 mile radius of the impaired stream because we're within that yellow buffer. So now if you click on the stream, it says it looks like there could possibly be a plan in place for the stream. So I'll just come over here, Faux Killer Creek TMDL plan. And usually you just got to go through this, and it will, sometimes they have the actual BMPs listed out that they want you to use in this impaired stream buffer, or this could just be a report on the stream itself. I'm just going to search for BMP. Not seeing anything specific for the site. Yeah, so this just says provide the list of BMPs. This doesn't give you specific ones that you need to use. So it looks like we're good to just choose from our list that we have for impaired streams. So if you come over to the 504 checklist, we have a list and we've got arrows pointed to the ones that we typically use. I believe we need to choose 4 of them, which if you read through this, it kind of states that again. The plan must include at least 4 of the following BMPs for sites that discharge within 1 linear mile upstream and are within the same watershed as the impaired stream center. Some of these are pretty simple to do. Like there's one where you just have to have a sign up that states information about the site. Which is item D here. Item C, using baffles in all temporary sediment basins. That's a pretty easy one to do too if you already have a temporary sediment basin proposed. That's basically just putting like silt fence running within your temporary sediment basin. E is a pretty good one to use. That's just using PAM or mulch to stabilize areas left disturbed more than 7 days. So we'll probably use D, E, L, just putting mulch along the silt fence. And we could use C if we had a temporary sediment basin, but we don't have one, so we just have silt fence. Yeah, and R. R is just extra reporting. So I'd say we use D, E, L, and R. So we just move this down into our table. Move this around. And then for whatever options that you're choosing, you just need to like draw a rectangle around it. So we chose to use D and E. And we also used L. And we'll do R. Put them on to red, true color, so you can easily see that they've been picked. And you just need to make sure that, like if you show the mulch berm, the mulch filter berm along the silt fence, and show a location for the for that sign on site. We have details made for both of those. There's not any details needed for the additional testing or for the PAN or the mulch to stabilize areas left disturbed more than 7 days. So those details can be found if you go to detail title block. Go to erosion. Looks like the details are not in the detail title block. It's kind of strange. So they need to be added to it. I know a project that has them, so I'll just go grab them from there. So here's a detail for the construction sign, and then a detail for the mulch berm. And if we were to do the stormwater baffle, here's the, I'm going to grab all three of these so that we can put them into our tile block template. These are all grouped. So before I move them over, I'm going to turn them into blocks. I think I just regrouped them. Block. Name it CEP-ECS. Big point. Okay. Do the same thing with these. CEP-SMB. Big point. There. Okay. And then same thing with this one. There, CEP-SBF. Okay. And I'm going to copy them, bring them over to our details, and we'll put them into the accessory one right here. Save this. So we need these two for our site. And then we just got to pick a location for the construction sign and then show the mulch berm on the silt fence. To show the mulch berm on the silt fence, we'll generally just do like this zigzag line along the silt fence and then just label it as a mulch berm right here. Then you say C detail. And then for the construction sign, we use this note here, and there's the block. So I'm just going to grab both of these, copy, bring them over to our drawing, paste them in, go to phase 1. So our sign could go, you know, just like right here. Move these notes around. So there's our erosion sign, and then the silt fence. We just use this zigzag line type, or not for the silt fence, for the mulch berm along the silt fence. So you want to make sure this is on the phase 1 and 2. You want it on both phase 1 and 2. And then we just need to we could just offset the silt fence like a foot. Make sure that it's not going to be encroaching into anything. You don't have to do it along the full length of the silt fence. What does the requirement say? Use mulch filter film on site perimeter wherever stormwater may be discharged. So you don't have to do it everywhere, just where stormwater could possibly run off to. So in this instance, I'm just going to do it, you know, along this portion of the building, probably stop it right there. So let's do it right here. Delete that off, and then put the line on zigzag. Probably offset it a little bit further away, so it's not directly on top of the silt fence line. and then grab the note. Put it onto the phase 1 and 2 layer. Scale is this drawing. 40. And then you just would want to do the same thing along wherever else you have silt fence along the perimeter of the site where stormwater could discharge. So that's kind of most of it for preparing the erosion control plan for an impaired stream. The last thing I guess you'd have to do is to make sure on this item number 11 here, where it's not 11, which one is it? Number 22, where it asks if the project discharges within 1 mile buffer of the, within 1 mile of the impaired stream. You just have to say yes and then what the stream name is right there. So I guess to finish it up, you would just go through and put the mulch berm, label it, and that's kind of it. So that's how to check for if you're in an impaired stream, picking the correct BMPs, and then implementing them on your erosion control site. Thanks.